I just finished my lunch for 60 pesos. I didn't take a photo of it, but it was a hamburger. It was like a pork bun, and I have a sweet tooth, and I asked how much, and they were 10 pesos, and so I got some gummy candies that think like peach rings, but different flavors. But I was thinking as I was eating, you know, all this time I'm kind of just trying to find friends or trying to find the job that I want, or trying to always find whatever something rather than doing the opposite, which I've never done before, which I'm gonna start trying, which is let that find me. I'm just gonna stay still and cross this without. I'm just gonna stay still. I'm not gonna put too much emphasis on, okay, I need to be actively searching, and I'm kind of gonna do the reverse of what I've been doing basically all my life, which is chasing the dream. I'm just gonna let the dream chase me. And the more I kind of sat with it, the more it felt good, because I wasn't attached to giving myself like a timeline or feeling let down when I think about why haven't I found, you know, good friends while I'm traveling, or why haven't, you know, I gotten my dream job, or why haven't, you know, I hit the lotto, or why haven't certain things happened for me. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the one common factor here? And it's like, okay, I'm chasing it. So I'm like, okay, let me get into the mindset of all of that chasing me. I want my dream job to chase me. And it feels a little good. And it actually reminded me of yesterday. I went to sing karaoke. And my first time at the bar, all right, I was a little tipsy, had a few brewskis, and I didn't have control of my voice. And so there was some crack vocal action going on. But then the last night I was able to sing, and one guy came up to me because I was looking for a song to sing, and he goes, "Oh, you're gonna sing again?" And sometimes when people say just such negative comments, I really can't respond, because I have to do a double take if I really heard it right. And I'm pretty sure I really heard it right, which was, well, I hope it's better than last time. And it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, because I considered him a friend that I think I was chasing, so now I'm not going to chase him anymore. But I was like, damn, dude. Like, maybe if you're like my close friend, you can crack a joke like that, but I just met this guy, and the intent felt more of, I want to say this to put you down so I feel better. And so I thought about that. I was as I was walking, I don't know what it is, but when I eat bread I cough. As I was walking, I was thinking, why did that hurt my feelings? Because if I had thrown a rock into this ocean and it didn't go far, and the next day he saw me about to throw a rock, and he said a comment of, well, I hope you throw it farther than last time, it wouldn't hurt as bad. Probably would still hurt because I'm a sensitive guy, but it wouldn't hurt as bad. Just because, bro, I'm throwing a rock in the ocean. Like, who cares? But the thing is, I care. And I was like, maybe I need to focus on what I like to do it. I don't know how I would be able to, but do it without caring. So then you don't ever feel bad. And I've had this conversation with multiple people, and I think I got the answer, which is, you know, like the I mean, even my dad used to say it to me too, which was, I would say it's the traditional school of thought, which is, why don't you just ignore their comments? Or why do you let that get to you? Or why do you care what people think about you? And I was thinking about this. I'm like, why do I care what people think about me? And I realized it here because this island's pretty small. And if you go to lunch, you're bound to see at least 2 people you know. Sometimes you just say hi, sometimes you have a full-on conversation. But the point of that is because if someone hears a rumor of you getting too drunk and falling and knocking over a table and breaking 8 beer bottles, not saying that it happened, I'm just giving an example. When you walk into a restaurant and everyone knows and they're looking at you, you don't feel good. So why should you care about what people think? Because there might be situations where it doesn't feel good. And when it doesn't feel good, who wants to not feel good? Everyone wants to feel good. And I started thinking, okay, we think about that in terms of we shouldn't care because we shouldn't value other people's opinions. We should only care about what we think. If that's the case, then we shouldn't be social animals, but we're social animals. We need company, eventually. Some people are fine with just a camera and just yapping alone. But eventually, even myself, I find myself wanting, people to talk to or friends to hang out with. And going back to the beginning, which was rather than chasing a group of friends or chasing my job, I'm gonna let my job or my friends chase me. And it's kind of falling into manifestation. And I've studied it. I've done all the exercises of, visualizing, and I think I really understand how to properly visualize, which is you create a memory for the future. So example would be like at the beginning of this video, you remember me getting off the rock and walking, right? You can kind of replay that in your head. But you do that, but for a future event that you want. So I was doing that for the lottery because I really wanted to win the lottery with my best friend. And I was thinking, why did I not get it? Money would make everything easier. I know it wouldn't solve everything because as I've been here, I realized there's some things that money just can't solve. One is poor service at a restaurant. Another is traffic on a freeway. No matter how much money you have, there's still gonna be some problems. So it's not gonna solve all of your problems, but it will solve a lot of the immediate ones. Which really got me thinking, and I thought, why am I trying to manifest money when I should just be manifesting step 2, step 3, step 4 of what I want to manifest? Because once you get money, you want a nice place to live. So then I started thinking, why don't I just try to manifest a nice place to live? Once I get money, I would manifest time to work on music or set up a film studio and create my own comedy videos with people that I've met. And so I started thinking, I go, why don't I just manifest a nice house or a nice condo or a penthouse? It doesn't have to be bought with money. Maybe someone gives it to me, or maybe I'm just in the right place at the right time and someone lets me stay there for a year, which turns into 2 years or 3 years. And I was like, what else? If I had money, what else would I want? A nice car. So then why don't I just manifest a nice car? So now I'm thinking, what else would you want? Once you get all those things, probably some good friends. So then why don't you manifest? I mean, I have good friends, but let's say a good female acquaintance or a male acquaintance if you're into that. But for me, I would prefer a female acquaintance. you know, so why don't I just start manifesting that? So it really, not getting what I wanted made me realize what I really did want when you have time to think. Which, when you're on an island like this, there's really not much to do but think, and those rain clouds are coming in, and when they come in, it starts just pouring like buckets. Rain like I've never experienced. So now I'm in the process of wanting things past money, because money would be kind of like the big umbrella that would cover basically all that I wanted. But let's say you have all this money and you want to go have a night on the town and drink and maybe find some hot strangers. Even if you have all the money in the world, there's still guys with no money that are able to do that. So why would you think having all the money would allow you to experience that? Why don't you just try to experience that initially? It's almost getting to your destination in a different way. Like, I could walk back to where I was. I could also take a boat. But what about like an unimaginable way to get there? Maybe someone builds a temporary zip line from here to there, and you know, I can go up 5 stories high and take a zip line. I still get to my destination, which is over there, but it came in a form that I didn't really imagine. And as I was thinking now what my life is like, which is basically an activity leader, I wouldn't even say director, that's too much of a posh term. I would say just the activity fun guy. I'm the fun guy, not like a fungus, but I'm a fun guy. I'm the fun manager. I'm the fun manager. And when I'm not managing fun, I get to work on music. And I'm like, man, did I just bring into my life a way to, like I said a few minutes ago, have time to work on music and make content? And I sort of am. I sort of am right now. And I thought I wanted something like music, which required skill and talent and hard work, to make money. But then I started thinking, what if I could come up with a job that was so easy and I got paid so much? What would that be? And I'm like yapping. I can be a professional yapper. I can talk about anything and everything and make it make sense for the most part. So then I started doing this. 20 minutes. That's good enough to go on your lunch break, get your lunch, check your emails, reply to friends, and then turn this bad boy on in YouTube and watch me. So those are some of the things that I was kind of thinking about. I think the big one that I learned was caring about what other people think. Because before, it was I only cared about what important people in my life thought. You know, like my mom, my dad, my sister, my close friends. But as I kind of sat with it, oh, I've never seen the tide this low. We're gonna cross it and we're gonna do an adventure together. As I sat with it, I was thinking, dude, I'm even sinking in the sand. If this isn't quicksand, look at that. I don't know what is. I lost my train of thought. Choo choo. I really did lose my train of thought. What was I yapping about? It's probably something good. Oh, about what people think. And it's like, you do have to not care. I gave a really good example to my friend who was having issues at work And she was telling me, I hate this girl. She always talks like trash about me and makes snide remarks. And she's like, I really want to learn how to not care about what she thinks. And I used to teach my favorite grade in school, which was kindergarten. And there's some slippery rocks that you can't see. This looks like there's alligators, but there's not. This is some slippery, it's like mud or sand. But what I told her was, one time I had a kid tell me, you don't look very strong. I'm giving that as an example. I'm pretty sure the example I gave her is, you're ugly. Or those glasses make you ugly. And usually you don't get offended when a little kid tells you that, because they're a little kid. They don't know. So what's the difference between a little kid saying a rude remark of a comment and making you feel bad, who doesn't know, and someone at your work who says a rude comment, who doesn't know your life? And she put her beer down and said, wow, you're right. And I go, for the most part, like 80%, I'm pretty freaking right. But it's just sort of interesting, right? It's beautiful when a little girl comes up to me and says, you're really handsome. Because kids are typically like pure and they have no reason to lie. But then at the same time, if a little girl comes up to me and says, you look fat, you don't really take it to heart. Maybe you do. I don't, just because I know that they're just a little kid and they don't know. They don't know about sugar and Coca-Cola. They don't know about a sandwich can make you fatter if you eat it every day versus a salad. You know, they don't know these things. And so you kind of just brush it off. Now, I'm not saying brush off everyone, because that's impossible. But it is a good sort of way to manage that. And even when you do, and I do, become a millionaire or super financially stable, see, that's another thing too. It's like everyone wants to be a millionaire. But really, what's the difference between having $1 million and $500,000? You still are able to go afford these $200, $300, $400 steak dinners. You probably can still go on a yacht and be invited to your friend's yacht. So what's really the difference? Having $1 million doesn't necessarily mean you need that amount of money to live $1 million lifestyle. You can maybe live $1 million lifestyle with $483,219.62. So it's just a nice little perspective change. And even when you have $1 million, you got to do a lot of the same stuff that you're doing now. You still have to eat. You don't get, excused from hunger. Look how crazy this is. It is like gonna storm, and then over here it's like a whole new world. Aladdin. But I'm walking on this. These aren't, oh, they are rocks. I don't know what's happening here. But it's a little interesting, right? Because we think we need to achieve something in order to gain something. And sometimes you don't really need to work that hard. Like even me being here, like I realized I really don't like money. I like things, but I really don't like money. And I was even on Instagram, and I try not to go on Instagram, but I was on Instagram and I viewed one of my friend's stories. And it was the unboxing of some Adidas shoes. And I actually started laughing. I was laughing because she thought it was so important to show the world that she got these shoes. Now, if you got something for yourself, would you really need to show it to the world? Now think about this, like really got it for yourself. And I'm gonna go there because it's the best example that I can think of. Oh, look at this guy. He is stuck, bro. You guys were not believing me. Look, I'm gonna help you out. I'm trying to help you. Oh, you got eaten, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, brother. I should use you for bait. It looks like you got clawed. But let's just say you got yourself a little intimate toy for the bedroom. Because that is just for yourself. You would not put that on Instagram or any social media showing the world that you got yourself a toy for the bedroom. Guys and girls, you wouldn't do it. Why? Okay, maybe it's inappropriate, but a big part of that is you got it for yourself. You didn't do it to impress other people. And usually I would think, maybe unless you're P. Diddy, you don't go over to someone's house and show all of the intimate bedroom toys that you have. Which was why I kind of quit posting on social media, because I was like, why do I need to show everyone what I'm doing? Because what it tends to do, because I do really cool things, is get them jealous, and they say comments that discourage me from continuing to do what I want to do. I remember one example was when I first moved to LA. I was taking videos of, you know, free hotel parties that I would go to, trying to network and dancing. And one of my friends goes, "Oh, how's your vacation going?" I go, "Vacation?" I go, "I'm living in LA." And she's like, "Well, it looks like a vacation to me. You're not, you know, doing any work. You're just going to parties and socializing." And it kind of discouraged me from posting, because it wasn't in her lens or her POV of what moving to LA and pursuing your dream looked like. And I was young. I guess I'm still young, but I was 25. And I really let that affect me, which, looking back, like 2018 was like gold mine Instagram, and I let one person and their input sway me, which I guess goes back to what I was yapping about before, which is caring about what people think. But it's funny, like even today, people still do that. I was talking to one of my friends I met while traveling, and I reached out to her because I had like a weird dream about her, that like I was with a group of friends and she was on speakerphone and saying, "Do you miss me? Do you miss me? Do you miss me?" And so I just messaged her. I'm like, "I had this really weird dream," and I told her, and she goes, "That's funny. I was just telling my friend about you." And I was like, first of all, that's super crazy, right? Like, thoughts are really things. Because we were both talking like, how could this even happen? How can one person think about another person, and then I get an experience where I think about another person, you know? But anyways, we were catching up, and I asked her, I go, "So how's life?" And she's like, "Well, remember the job that I had?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I just got fired from it." I just slipped like that fish. And I was like, "Damn, that sucks." And she goes, "So I'm looking for another job." But then I go on Instagram, and she's posting a hot tub video of her at a fancy hotel, and then her at the hotel gym. And I go, "I thought you just got fired." And she goes, "Well, I still like to enjoy life." So maybe, oh, that was a good one. Maybe I need it. This is disgusting. Look at this. Maybe it isn't what I think that they're posting to impress. Maybe she's posting for herself to prove that, despite that she's going through some rough times she's still able to live and be free. So maybe I'm wrong. I did say I'm only right 80% of the time. So maybe she's 20%. But anyways, I'm gonna avoid that and try to get back because it looks like the tide's coming in, and I'm gonna have a deeper trek across the water than I initially had. And the rain is coming in, I can see. So it ends here, or maybe I end here as well.